Hello YouTube! Oh my gosh, thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel as I have not been posting any videos. That's so nice, I really appreciate it. And for those that keep engaged with me on my Instagram, you guys have been amazing to talk to. So I just want to thank you for all of you that have come and joined my channel, and I just want to give a little intro to what this channel is about because it really hones in onto why I have not been posting any videos. This channel is for people that have just been diagnosed with autoimmune diseases or have had it for years to come here to support each other and to remind each other that we are not alone. And I have not been able to efficiently create videos like that because I filmed this video twice, but I sound like Sadness from Inside Out, where my voice is so slow and I'm just sad and clearly depressed. And when I was first diagnosed with Crohn's, I went to Google, obviously, and just saw the most depressing stuff, and I thought my life was over. So that's why I have not been posting any content. And whenever I get into slumps like this, I will take a break and not post anything. You know, you see all these big YouTubers that say they just want to be a light and positivity in the world, and I call bull on that because yes, you can absolutely have blessings and appreciate everything that's given to you, but right now there are more people suffering than people thriving. And I think it's really important to honor those people, recognize that there is so much pain in the world, and use your efforts to benefit that instead of pretending it's not happening. I just saw a YouTuber post on Instagram her new designer handbag, and that's like $5,000 that you could have given somewhere else. And that's just my thing. I work for a nonprofit. I don't believe in excess. That's just my opinions. I know people can do whatever they want with their money, and I'm sure so many people donate, but that's the YouTuber and kind of person I will never be. I will never say life is just all sunshine and rainbows, because that's not what my channel is about. When you guys are getting diagnosed, you're experiencing so much emotion, a lack of control, and probably are very depressed. And even if you might not be recognizing those emotions, or it's not just because you were diagnosed, it's whatever else is happening in your life, I honor those emotions, and I think we need to feel deeply and not just pretend life is happy. Because if you're going through chemotherapy, it's totally okay for you to not be in a happy mood 24/7. You know what I mean? I think that's just realistic. So I just want to share with you some of my my personality of how I'm going to conduct this YouTube channel. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Anyway, thank you guys for subscribing. Great to meet you. I'm Melissa. That's Penny. And yeah, let's just get started into this video. I have taken a break from posting stuff because I've been honoring the tips that are within this video on how to rest. And it's a lot more complicated than you might be thinking. I lay down, boom, resting, done. But there's a bit more where I want to address having rest and peace, mind, body, and soul. And I think that's very important for people that have chronic illnesses and where you are so physically and mentally and emotionally fatigued from dealing with this, on top of normal everyday life and what's happening in America right now. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Tip number one is to schedule time away. So as I'm working from home, very blessed to be working from home, but it's kind of difficult when my apartment is 700 square feet. So my my office is in my kitchen and in my living room and in my bedroom, and so I need to find a moment where I can stop working and turn everything off and enjoy my house and my home. And so there are moments where I'm like, okay, this is when I'm going to start my work. This is when I'm going to end that work. And honor what you say. If you put it down on your calendar that you are not going to work anytime past 5 o'clock, You need to honor that. Tip number 2 is to get physical rest. And obviously you might just be like, okay, let's, lay on the couch and watch Netflix. But I mean, like, truly deeply, how is your body feeling? I say this in every single video, but Epsom salt baths is what does it for me. I take a boiling hot bath, then come out and do a really deep yoga stretch, and that's just what works for me, and I feel like it's very therapeutic and healing towards my body because I'm pretty high strung, you know what I mean? So are you on a daily basis giving your body the physical rest it needs other than just laying down, other than just sitting on the couch? Are you actually helping your body relax? Tip number 3, you've heard it so many times, but have some kind of connection with art or nature. I am so blessed. I live in Colorado. I live north of Denver. Like, I'm in that Denver metro area. I moved out of Denver to be kind of closer to the mountains, and I'm so blessed. I have the Flatirons in my window, but over there I have this beautiful park over here. I have an open field over here. I am constantly surrounded by nature, and I choose to be so because I love where I live, and purposely moved here for that reason. And then with art, you don't have to be a professional artist. Something that has really worked for my partner, I purchased paint by numbers kits for adults, and so all you do is be like, okay, number 3 is red, boom, I'm gonna paint all the number 3 is red, and just zone out. And it's very, like this. I feel like it's like this with paper. Tip number 4 is to give yourself a break from responsibility and give yourself permission to not be helpful. There's times where I tell Hunter, okay, you know what? I'm not cooking dinner. You either need to pick up food or I will pull out ingredients and tell you what to do, but I'm not doing it. I can't. I don't have the capacity to do anything today. By giving yourself a break from responsibility, I like doing my grocery shopping Thursdays and Fridays, so on the weekends I don't have to leave my apartment. I can just be in my underwear for 48 hours. I don't need to do anything, and I thrive off of doing nothing. I love giving myself time to just not be responsible, because I'm responsible every other day of the week. And so I think it's important to give yourself as an adult permission to just not do anything. Rest. Tip number 5 is the most difficult tip I have, but it is to turn off your brain. And frankly, I don't know how to do that. So if you have any tips, please leave them in the comment section down below, because I don't know what I'm doing. Because I have struggled with depression, and my depression comes as rage and an inability to focus. I have had the hardest time reading, and that has been my way of turning my brain off. I have started a new antidepressant, yay! So I actually have been reading, which is super fun. I've been reading Circe by Madeline Miller, I think. And I'm finally at this point where I can like read multiple chapters in one sitting instead of forcing myself to read. But even forcing yourself to read is using your brain. So find whatever activity that is perfect for you, where you can shut your brain off. Okay? Give yourself like 10 to 30 minutes to decompress. I wake up every morning very, very anxious. I'm like, oh my God, I have so much stuff I need to do today. And so now I'm purposely aware of that and do yoga in the morning. Not the best yoga, but I'll put on like a 10-minute morning yoga flow and force myself to do that and give myself time to, okay, I just woke up, now I'm going to get ready for work, and I just finished work, so now I'm going to get ready to live my life, and preparing so that you are not bringing all this baggage to every hour of the day. Like, I'm not going to have this anxiety as soon as I wake up for the whole day. I'm not going to live my life like that. So I stop it in its place, do some yoga, and then I finish work, sit out on the patio, and just let all of my work thoughts fall to the back of my head, and I'm not focusing on that. The rest of the night is mine. Number 7 is to embrace your comfort zone. And I mean full-blown sweatpants, build yourself a fort tent, be naked, do whatever it is. We're all at home, and embrace your comfort zone. I think, like, absolutely go out of your comfort zone on an everyday basis. But when you need to rest, go to something that's comforting. Go to something that brings you like security and closure. It makes you feel comforted. And I love watching Harry Potter movies in a blanket and pillow fort in my sweatpants. That just is my comfort zone. I'm in my own little world, and I highly recommend that you embrace that side of yourself. I don't know where I'm at, but schedule alone time. I'm very blessed where my partner has his work and he goes away, and so I have 8 hours every day to myself, baby, so I can walk around naked. I can blast any music I want without him complaining about country music or like pop music or whatever. You know, I can do so much that I want and just embrace being alone. I embrace being alone whenever my partner is gone, so that when he comes home from work, I give him a few hours to chill. He needs his you time. But then I'm like actually excited to see him because I haven't seen him and I've been living my life without him. And then he's back and I'm like, okay, great, let's cuddle and eat. I think tip number 9 is to turn off your phone for at least 24 hours. I'm constantly on my phone and it's horrible, so I've purposely dedicated Sunday to no technology, and I will mute it and put it in a drawer. I won't even look at it. But I'm on social media way too much, and I think my generation and so many other generations are just now attached to having their phone in their hand 24/7. And when you think about how much media we're consuming and how much negative media we're consuming, that's time that we can be productive. That's time that we can be happy without seeing all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I go back to that YouTuber that posted her designer bag, and I totally understand, like, your money, your power, you do what you want. But, you know, as somebody that lives paycheck to paycheck and comes from an immigrant family and does not believe in excess and chooses to work in a nonprofit, you know, when I see stuff like that, it just kind of breaks my heart a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? I work for a nonprofit to support education, and in the state of Colorado, legislators have cut K through 12 education by 15%. When our education system is already lacks equality. You know, there's so much stuff where there's so many needs that the wealthy people in America can fund. I'm gonna get emotional. You know what I mean. But like, okay, see, this is the perfect example. I immediately go off this spiral off of just seeing someone's Instagram post. I think about inequity in education every time I see an Insta post or Kim Kardashian's 14 Parisian horses, and I'm just like, guys, get off your phone, because this spiraling happens to everyone, whether it's like this kind of nonprofit existential crisis mindset, but like, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own spiral, so get off your phone. Stop it. Tip number 10, if you stayed with me this long through all of my crazy rants, is have a good cry. Cry in the shower. Cry in the car. Watch Onward by yourself and embrace the tears. Because right now, every single person is doing their best to survive, is doing their best to just get through the day. And that brings on so much emotional tension, being so high strung and being brave. Like, being brave and courageous is so emotionally and mentally exhausting. Have a good sob in the shower. None of your kids will know. And then you can go back to being that badass parent and caring for their kids with a smile on your face during this horrible time. Okay, well, I sincerely apologize for all of my little progressive rants. But thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, for being here. You know what I mean? Like, you're here. That's so amazing that you're here. You're alive and you're here. And thank you for spending it with me. You know, if you guys have any other tips on how to rest, how to turn off your mind, please leave them in the comment section down below. We are all here to help each other out, and we're never alone. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.